Hey folks, this is BestInSlot, and in tonight's video we're going to try yet another new style of build, style of exhibit design, using a combination of mods and some stuff from the brand new Extinct Marine Species Pack. I really liked the idea of fusing together terrestrial exhibits and lagoons. Now we can't do this entirely quite yet, but we're getting a little bit closer thanks to that Marine Species Pack. It's always fun when I think there's a new update to kind of just mess around and see what new things become accessible to us in a way. I know people want some regular content back. We're going to start a new park build this week and some park tours and stuff like that. I'm away next week on holiday, so I'm going to pre-record a little bit for that as well. Content might be a little bit light on the ground, but because I won't be recording whilst I'm away, I'm going to lie on a beach and do absolutely nothing for the first time in ages. I'm very excited. Right, anyways, let's get started. So we're going to try to do a fusion build kind of thing. Now the dinosaurs aren't going to move, but it should still look pretty cool. So I had this idea just the other day. So what we're going to do, we're going to add in, let's use say a Spinosaurus, because it's our aquatic, sort of semi-aquatic creature. And the problem is, well, this. If I put the Spinosaurus down, as you can see in the lagoon, it kind of just sinks into the water, right? And even if we chuck in the new lagoon rock, it doesn't really work. The Spinosaurus sinks halfway into the rock. Doesn't look great, doesn't look fantastic, and you can't move them because of, I was trying to delete the Spinosaurus then, because of how the lagoons work. You know, everything kind of sinks to the bottom. But I figured out a way to make this work really easily. So let's delete these two for now, and let's build ourselves a little, almost like a diorama, I suppose, with our dinosaurs. All right, Spino, calm down. So we've got our Spinosaurus. That's going to be right at the tip. There we go, and let's have some other dinosaurs in the area. So we're using, again, Kai's Toolbox to do this kind of thing. What would we have around our Spinosaurus? Compies are too small. What about some Sinosauropteryxes? Also far too small, but I figure they're like, it's kind of like a weird good cop, bad cop situation, or, you know, they're just gathering around to pick up the scraps from the Spino. Okay, and a little group of Listros. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just shoving things in and hoping for the best. That'll do, that'll do. We're just doing this as a showcase on how you make this work. So, if you put your dinosaurs down, and you can just hatch them normally, you know, release them into the area. You could fence them in if you wanted to contain them. If you don't want to use the L key in this dinosaur spawn tool, you should, because it's amazing. But if you put them on the land first, and then we add the lagoon over the top of them, what you'll see is that they float, basically. They don't sink down, and I can hit pause, like you see, and they still haven't really moved. They're still floating above the lagoon, which obviously looks super stupid. However, as stupid as it might look, as soon as we add in the rocks, and they shouldn't move, so I could probably leave this on pause now, but as soon as we add in the rocks, it just happens to be the perfect height to make it look like the dinosaurs are actually standing in the area. I should have spread them out a little bit more in retrospect. Maybe even connect that so it's not an outcropping, but like a larger island kind of thing. But as you can see, the dinosaurs are now standing on the rocks. Now, as I say, they're not going to move. You can move them if you wanted. Yeah, if I decide that I don't really like their positioning over here, we'll use, again, the toolbox and move things around a little bit in this direction. My little Minmi army, spread things around a little bit more like that. And they still look fine. Now that's all well and good. I think that's pretty cool, and of course we can make this even cooler if we throw in some aquatics, Archelon in particular, for example. Let's grab a bunch of these. Those are different skins. Mix things up a little bit. Okay, so the Archelons will actually, and every test I've done of this has made this work. They don't climb awkwardly onto these middle rocks. They do seem to respect the rock, as it were, and they'll instead climb up on the side. So hopefully, as we go through the rest of this video, you'll see them climb up, and you've got this real fusion between the terrestrial dinosaurs and your aquatic marine species. Kyodenic has another mod, which is a bunch of different foliage options. Now, unfortunately, that mod doesn't work at this point in time. It hasn't worked for absolute bloody ages, to be frank. I don't know what I've done over here. But when that does work, you could even cover this in grass and stuff like that and make it look even better. But we can improve it in the meantime. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a Jurassic Park arch. have that over there in the corner. I think that's pretty cool. And then what we can do, though, is also grab trees. And we can cover this in foliage and really sell the idea that this isn't just a rocky outcropping, but like an area that these dinosaurs could potentially live in and actually survive. And you could take this quite over the top. You could do a lot here. There you go. There's an Archelon climbing up by our Jurassic Park gates. Obviously, they'll clip through that, but that's what it is. There's one over there as well. It's hanging out together. It's a shame the dinosaurs don't move. One day we'll have the technology. We'll get there, I believe. But the point is you can throw all your decorations on this, and if we ever do get that Cowdenic mod, which I do believe they're working on based on what I saw on the Nexus, you'd be able to cover this and absolutely cover this in grass. And actually, if we use these bushes, what you could do, let's just stick a few more trees in there. I think it's a really cool idea. And what we can also do is chuck some rocks on there, and they should work perfectly. Let's see. Let's use, I think temperate is probably the most appropriate color-wise. Maybe Mediterranean. I don't know. Let's find out. Just do what you can to kind of make it feel more like a natural environment. Now, you can't raise... Okay, that's kind of nonsense. You can't raise, unfortunately, the rock pillars up because they don't go any higher than this. So you can't really create that sort of varied height like that. But if you use these rocks, then of course you can to an extent. And, you know, have like sort of rock pool looking sort of areas in there. Let's move our dinosaurs around to accommodate for that. And in theory, the Archelon might even appear. Actually, we'll try this out now. I'm gonna leave this one here for a little while. See if the Archelon maybe tries to sneak up this middle area here, this sort of rock pool we've got in the middle. But you can do this if that works as well. You could do this amongst the entire thing and build a kind of ice flow kind of situation where, you know, imagine this was all rock except these gaps, and the Archelons pop up. You know, like you'd see seals in the Arctic popping up in the ice holes and then sort of maybe dragging themselves onto land or just catching a breath. So I'm going to let that play out and see if that happens, because that's quite an exciting idea to me. But I think this is pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. Unfortunately, they don't seem... Oh, come here. Unfortunately, they don't seem to want to climb up this middle one, but what you can do is kind of just grab them occasionally when they come up the sides and sort of leave it there and have it as part of your display. Added a few more rocks in the area to kind of blend it all in. Added tons of Archelons, so they're all sort of climbing up onto those as well. Just make it feel more like it's on purpose more than anything else. Add a little, you know, a little wall in front of it, a little bit of a display. And I think it's a pretty cool idea. Again, when we get that Cowdenic, hopefully that foliage mod down the line, if that ever comes out again. Although you actually this little lad over here, did I just move you, or have you done this on your own? Okay, this is the one I wanted to watch. It's turning. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? They take ages. I've been watching this guy for absolutely ages. Oh, he's just diving into the rock. Okay. It seems they do climb through it sometimes, but hey, I still think that's pretty cool. Where's my hole? There's my hole. There he is. Hey. It's just a fun, stupid little idea. That's all it is. And you know what? I just like experimenting with these new types of ideas. This is something we haven't really been able to do before. I guess you could probably do this with the existing rocks, but you know, these are, again, just so much better. It's so flat, and it kind of feels much more designed for this kind of thing than the rocks we had in the game. I've definitely gone a little overboard here, don't get me wrong, but I think it's got potential to build some pretty cool exhibits. Okay, we'll end it there. Not too much else to show on this. I think it works as an idea. I think more talented people than myself could take this in a pretty cool direction, but I do think that looks interesting. I think especially if you extended it even further so that the rock dominated the lagoon. It could, and then you found a way to sort of hide the outside, hide this wall here. You could build something that feels pretty sweet, actually. So when we do our Lagoon Park build, which I think is what we're going to experiment with, we're definitely going to play around with this idea and try to build something pretty unique in that regard. But this was a nice little test and a little showcase on how you make this idea work in the first place. So, like I say, we'll be back later on this week, hopefully with part 1 of our Lagoon build. We'll probably just make that a weekly series going forward. We'll have mod spotlights because mods are, you know, back and working. We will do some park tours. Wednesday is Gamescom, and there's some pretty cool looking dinosaur stuff coming on Wednesday, which is non-Evolution 2 related, so we'll definitely be covering that come Wednesday. And then I will desperately try to find content to upload throughout next week whilst I'm away on holiday. Maybe I'll throw you a vlog whilst I'm out there as well, just to show off a little bit. I'm just going on like a cheap, beachy family holiday. It's nothing special. It's just, I haven't been on holiday in years. I've not had a week off in years. So I'm very, very excited about that. Either way, thank you so much for joining me, my lovely ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think about this idea in the comment section down below. And, you know, as per usual, if you've got any daft ideas of your own, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to try them out in-game at some point. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, much love, as always. Bye-bye.